Okay. Welcome everyone to today's class. Samuel here, and we'll be talking about Java objects and classes in Java. Okay. I'll be using an online compiler, and without further ado, let's dive right in. Okay. What is a class? What are classes or what are objects in Java? So a class is a template or blueprint that describes the state of the object, and then objects are is everything. Objects is everything you can think of. We have laptops, we have umbrellas, we have dogs, cats, fishes, television, mobile phones. These are objects. Okay, and I'm sure you are familiar with object programming by now. Okay, before taking this course, so let's just dive right in. Let me explain some of the concepts about classes and objects. Okay, so um, yes, we have take for instance the dog class. um, okay, whatever objects you have can be a class. Okay, every object can be a class. So like I said, dog is an object, but it can be a class. Okay, the dog class, for instance, okay, it's written like this in Java. When you're writing a class in Java, public, it can either be public or private depending on the accessibility to the class, how you want the accessibility to the class, how you want the class to be accessible, and then keyword class, and then the name of the class starting with a capital letter. Okay, so that's why you see capital letter D. So the dog class, and the dog has different attributes. We have the breed of the dog, age of the dog, color of the dog, height of the dog, intelligence of the dog, like we have here, and there are others. Okay, so the breed of the dog is a string, the age of the dog is an int, this color of the dog is a string also, the height of the dog is a double. Okay, and then the intelligence of the dog is an integer also. Okay, so this is like the attributes of a dog. Okay, and then the methods that we have methods. Okay, and of a dog. So let us see like a simple method void back. It tells us what the dog can do, the actions the dog can take. Let's take methods like verbs in English, action words. They do something. So when this method back is being called, um, it means okay, this is the way the dog barks, or when the dog sees someone, a stranger, it barks, and so on and so forth. And you have run. You have on that method here, run method. Okay, in the next class I will be teaching in depth about methods or functions. So in Java it's either called methods or functions, so I'll be teaching in depth about that. Okay, but for now let us stick with classes and objects in Java. So this is it. This is a class in Java, the doc class, and this is how it can be written in Java. The class can be written in Java. But let's see what role does objects now play in these classes. So take for instance, I want to get a dog, and these are the attributes of a dog. I mean the breed, the age, the color, the height, and intelligence. Excluding um, these let me take them out. Okay, excluding them. So these are the attributes of the dog class. Okay, and now we can objects like in hierarchy, you can just put like a subclass. Yes, a subclass. Now I want to get a dog, but I will need different attributes. There are specific attributes I want my dog to have. Okay, take for instance, I want my dog to be a Labrador. That's the breed of the dog. The age should be 5 years, not more than 5 years, and then the color should be black. The height should be 3.4 meters. Intelligence quotient should be, let's say, 6. Okay, let's say 6. So sometimes we can now make an instance of this class. Okay, an instance of this class, making like create an object instance of the class. And take for instance, okay, this is how it's written in Java. Dog, the class in which we're talking about, and then the name of the instance of the class we want to create. That's the name of the object. That's dog1, small letters. Okay, starting with a small letter, and then equals to the keyword new, and then the class dog, the class dog. Okay, so this is how an instance of the dog class is made. So the instance is dog1. The name of the instance is dog1. So now to this instance of the dog1, I can say dog1 dot age is equals to 5. Okay, dog 1 dot breed equals to la breedo. Okay, I don't know how to spell that, but something like that. Or let me just use it's a string, so be careful. Golden retriever. Okay, something like this. And then dog1 dot intelligence, I will say give me a dog with intelligence quotient of 9. So this can just be the attributes I'm looking out for in the dog I want to get. Okay, they can be another dog instance of the dog class that will now name it dog2, and dog2 dog2, and then instead of golden retriever we can have Labrador. I don't know how, if this is correct spelling. The age should be 3, and then we may not want, intelligence may not be a criteria, so we'll take out intelligence. Maybe the color is a criteria for me, so dog2 dot color and it's equals to black, and then let's say we're still interested in height. Dog2 dot height, let's say it's equals to 3.0 meters. 3.0 meters. Okay, it's like this. So this is the height of the dog. So we have two instances of the dog class, um, two object instances of the dog class, dog 1 and dog 2, differently, but we are all getting our source from the attributes from the dog class. Okay, we can't say dog 1 dot hoof, because hoof or size of hoof or claw or teeth, okay, we can't do that because that's not part of the attributes in the dog class as presented in this example. Okay, so the object instance of a class takes the attributes of the class. Okay, so it's written this way. Okay, I hope you okay. So that's it about classes and objects. Very simple, very straightforward. Okay, and the next class I'll be talking about functions. um that okay, let me just say this. In this class there are different types of variables. Okay, I know you must have done that, but there are different types of variables. You have the local variables, um, then you have the instance variables, you have the class variables, we have the field variables. Okay, so these are the different kinds of just basic variables. These are not all, but these are the basic variables that we have. And then um, everything you see here, these attributes, these are variables. These are variables. Okay, these are variables. But now these variables that are attached directly to a class, not under a method, just under a class directly. So these are called class variables, and they're also called field variables because they're directly under a class. Okay, and then you have the ones that are in in a method. Those ones are called local variables. I will teach that. I'll teach that in the next class. In the class where we'll be treating functions, I'll mention it also. Okay, and then this instance, this dog 1 is a variable because the new object instance of this dog is stored in this variable dog 1. So dog 1 is also a variable and it's an instance variable. Okay, that's why I just wanted to mention this. It's an instance variable. Thank you so much for joining me into this class. I hope you now have a better understanding of objects and classes and how they work. Okay, there'll be time for questions in this. There'll be time for questions. Okay, and then thank you so much. Thank you so much for joining me into this class. Do have a nice day. Bye for now. Bye for now.